Good afternoon. Have you found yourself sitting alone sometimes, whether it's office, whether it's at home, staring blankly into the ceiling, and as I call it, drilling holes in the ceiling or in the wall, but basically just staring and looking lost. Now, you could either be really lost or you could be just bombarded with a series of thoughts. Thoughts from the past, thoughts from the present, thoughts from the future. But generally, it's a jamboree of thoughts coming up into your mind. I'm sure all of you have gone through it. We all go through it, and human beings do go through it. And that's the beauty of being a human being, that you have this whole little circus going on inside your mind. But it's not useless all the time. Many times it is constructive. But what I'm trying to point out here is there are two aspects of the thinking process. One must think, yes, one must think, one must plan, of course. If one has to achieve their goals or one has to get something in a very systematic, organized way and of quality, you need to think, you need to plan. Yes, of course. But there is a problem. Many people, again I speak from experience, I've seen who go to the extremes of thinking. They think of something extremely bad or something going wrong extremely, or extremely good. They are both at opposite ends. Rarely do you find something which is in the center, which is a little more balanced. Look, it's good to think about, like children are told, give it a thought. If you don't study well, you will not get the marks. If you don't prepare for the interview, you will fail in the interview. So you're given that extreme condition which may not be there. You may be getting ready in a frenzy for a question answer session with your boss, to give an explanation about a project that's gone bad. It can be anything. You made a mistake in doing something at home. You got to answer up to the family. You're going into a frenzy. What will they think? How will they think? What will happen to me? What will happen to them? Yada, yada, yada. It goes on. But have you ever thought, ever stopped to think at any time during this extremes that you swing yourself into? Is it really there? What is the reality? Look, the past is over. It's gone. You can't do anything about it. Okay? So what's the point of holding on to the past and reliving it again and again, again and again? How is it going to benefit you? Have you asked that question? My experience, knowing myself go through something like this myself earlier, not anymore, but others, they are just not allowing those wounds to heal. It's a kind of obsession to let that wound just be there and not heal. It's their thought, it's their process, can't do anything about it. But I ask one question, how do you benefit? How do you progress and not regress with that kind of thinking? Similarly, thinking about the future. What will happen? What will happen if I don't do this? What will happen if I say this? How will they think? How will they feel? What will happen? What will happen? In reality, if you actually go on to that process and do that action that you've thought out, it's going to go smoothly or with bare minimum of friction. Friction will be really hardly, it's negligible in fact. And here we are cooking it all up inside our mind. Extreme. Now don't mistake it for being cautious, that's different. This is really letting your mind run like a horse at full gallop or a rudderless ship. It's just going in any direction, which is really not required. Have you heard the term, let's cross the bridge when we get to it? Very few people actually implement that thought. And believe me when I say this, I've used this so many times and it has worked beautifully. Least amount of stress. There is no huge big monster that you think you have created that's waiting to eat you up over there. Nothing of that nature. You just tide through it very smoothly, and if there is a challenge, if there is an obstacle, you are able to navigate through that very easily because you have not allowed your mind to go to those extremes. I always say this, your environment doesn't control you. You control the environment through you. You are in charge of yourself. You know yourself the best. Your mind, body, spirit is yours. Not the environment, not somebody else, not somebody sitting opposite you. Definitely no human being. No matter in which circle they come under. The inner circle, the outer circle, or the outermost circle. You are in charge of your mind and your thinking. If you let it run amok, there is nobody else who's going to pay the price but you. So give it a thought, friends. Is it really worthwhile overthinking things? Or is it worthwhile conserving your energy to pause that thinking, to pause yourself and see what's in front of you right now? What is in control of you right now? How prepared are you right now? And then let things fall into place. You got to have a little faith in yourself and that lovely thing called the universe, which is working things out for you. Or, let me put it this way, it's waiting to help you, but it will only help you if you are able to give it the right command or send out the right message. Otherwise, it doesn't understand anything. It will give you what you ask, good or bad, or it will not give you anything at all because it's not understood what you are asking for. So I leave you with this thought. Is it really required to overthink anything? And definitely not the bad things. But at the same time, not the constructive things either. Because you are the one who's going to get really disappointed if it doesn't come through. Why? Because you've blown it out of proportion. So be in the middle, stay in the present, and then see how it works out. What do you think? Have a lovely day.